So, do you really want to know more about the physical part and how things were after the surgery? Some of you, I'm sure the answer is yes. So, this is part two. Part one, I posted before, was more about logistics and anticipation of the surgery. Now, I just want to do, and this is again rapid fire, things that come to mind, what it was like after I completed my bottom surgery or my vaginoplasty. What was that like? So, for me, after I finished what I told you guys about the last time, I got the catheter taken out. I got the drainage valve taken out. The first thing that's so fascinating and so interesting is going to the bathroom the first time, going number one to go pee. And remember the last video I told you I had been practicing, going in by habits, being seated and going to the bathroom. But I still knew it was going to be different, right? Because for any trans female who has a surgery, everything down there is different, right? So you're like, okay, well, where's it going to be coming from? How's it going to work? I mean, I knew where it's coming from, but for your own body, it's just like you're living through this really, I don't know how to say, exciting and scary and strange, but fascinating experience. So the first time you go to the bathroom, like, okay, I'm seated. Let's see how it goes. And you go, and it's fine, and you start getting used to it very quickly. You will notice that it's very common that when you first do it, after they take everything out, that there might be a little bit more of a spray. It's a little bit more of a wild, it's not a stream. Just know that's very common. That will reconcile. If not, always have your team on hand, your medical team, but don't be alarmed by that, especially the first time. Just get used to the sensation of being seated, relaxing, and then, urinating with the new genitalia. That's one. Two, this is, I think, what people really want to know about. What about sensation, okay? What about feelings and does it feel good? Does it feel the same? Well, this is something I will tell you I was a little worried about because, again, speak bluntly, I want you guys to know the journey because these are real questions people have. For me, before the surgery, even though I knew I wanted to get rid of that genitalia, that was never a question, never in doubt. The fact is, it did have sensation for me, and nice sensation. So I remember thinking, well, what if I have the surgery and I lose whatever sensation I had? Now, if you're like me, for a lot of you guys, you'll be in the place of saying, well, even if that happens, the fact is, I want this surgery so bad, it'll still be worth it. And that's where I was. It's like, this for me was part of my self-affirming journey and part of my story, and I knew that it was right for me. So I said, if that happens, it'll be sad, but it's always worth it because I want to go through with it. So this is where I'll tell you, you'll read online to be patient with your body, but you won't listen. But do be patient because just like after any surgery, some of you may have had surgeries, other parts of your body, there's a lot of healing. There's a lot of reconnecting with the neurons and the tissues and how your body responds and recognizes things, especially as pleasure. And for me, it took, a while, means a couple weeks to about a month to start seeing like, oh, that kind of feels nice. Or quite honestly, I'm no longer afraid to experiment down there. That was nice because that became easier and more common. So that was good. And the other thing I would say is, how do I say this bluntly and openly? People say, well, what about being able to finish? I think you guys all get it. For me, that was something that I got to a place that it felt great. I felt like things starting to build up like I had in the past, but I couldn't finish. And I got to a place mentally where I said, I don't know that how do I say this? I was a little bummed because before I was able to, and I had heard that sometimes it's a chance that you may not be able to finish. Even women who are not transgender, cisgender women, can always finish. So that's a possibility. So if that happens to you, do not despair. If you're like me, the surgery in itself is the victory. But I will tell you this. Months had gone by, and people told me to be patient, and I'm glad I was, because even though I was in the mindset of, well, this just might be the new reality, I said, it still might come someday. And sure enough, it did come. And the ability did arrive. And now I have learned my new body better, and it's no longer a problem. I'll say that. So that's something I want to bring up because it's a huge consideration for a lot of people. One, can it be pleasurable? The answer is yes. Two, will you be able to finish? Maybe yes, maybe no. But just again, ask yourself that question honestly. Is that the most important thing for you? For me, it was about having the surgery no matter what. Truthfully, even if there was no sensation, honestly, I just wanted the surgery. But I'm very pleased to say that I had a very successful surgery, and the pleasure and all of that did catch up. It took time though, so be patient with yourself, be patient with your body, focus on healing first, and then you can move into some of the other stuff. But overall, it was a great experience. So let me know other stuff. I will come back to surgical things for other videos. I know it's a hot topic. But I wanted to share a few today so that you guys can start thinking about it and deciding what's right for you and your journey, right? That's always a trick. So we'll see you next time.